G'day there, and welcome back to the $100,000 crypto challenge. You know, it's been a slow bleed over the last few months, but now that we're into Q4, it's time for me to follow my plan and move into accumulation mode. Please note the information contained in this video is not financial advice and is purely for entertainment purposes. To begin with, the portfolio today, like I said, it's just been a slow bleed, 105,674, just a little bit above where we started from. Not holding a lot right now, just got one Bitcoin, over 4,000 LBR tokens, and a little bit of Umami, the rest in stable coins ready to allocate. Previous video a few months ago I was talking about the plan for Q3 and Q4, which was to put 100% in on a retest of the lows somewhere around here, getting to the big caps, particularly Bitcoin, ETH, render, to market buy once that bottom is in, to hold with strong hands, and to not hold more than 30 coins in the bull market. As of today, here's the plan. Didn't do anything too drastic in Q3, now that we're in Q4. Once this ETF futures launch takes place, which I'll talk about in a little bit, my plan is to average in 5% per week. If we do get a nice capitulation, that's when I'm just going to go all in, and I'm totally okay with that. The remaining points are the same as before. The reason why I think we're seeing a reasonable uptick in the market right now is the launch of this ETF futures launch on the CME. Got approved by Gensler and the SEC just prior to this potential US government shutdown, which, you know, it's a bit of a joke, never happens. Looks like this is going to happen. Generally speaking, I've always seen any ETF futures launch is a dump straight after, so that's what I'm counting on. If it doesn't happen, then I'll begin to average in irrespective. What has to be exciting is things like this when JP Morgan say that Ethereum's activity per Shanghai has been disappointing. This is the kind of stuff that you want to hear. This is the kind of bottom signal type of headlines that say, yep, we're pretty much there, we're pretty close, it's around here somewhere. So really exciting to see something like this. Now in the last video I was talking about Bitcoin, we had the Grayscale ETF application. Well, actually not just Grayscale, well, pretty much everybody, but led by BlackRock. Got a big move up to 30k. I did buy up around 30k. I had about 2.25 Bitcoin. Once we kind of sat around for a while and did nothing, I began to de-risk, and I said, look, I'll hold one Bitcoin so that if somehow this thing takes off, it gets approved, I've got it. If it doesn't, I just have to have a little bit in the market just in case, just to hedge my bets. He also said that this is a really strong base, 36.3 at some point in the future. I see it happening. Don't know when, but definitely see it happening. But given that we're in this still high interest rates, credit crunch type of environment, 33.9 is far from a given. So what's happened since then, since this yellow line looked like it was going to be a consolidation or a breakdown. Looks like we're consolidating again. Last time I was talking about ETH, I wrote that if the ETF is not approved in August, there's no change in my outlook from April, which was that we could pretty much get this double bottom, really wide, nice solid base forming here. I felt that this was a really solid base here, and I can't see these Ethereum lows getting broken at 1,000. Anything can happen, but I'd be incredibly surprised. So where are we now? Basically following down here. Got a bit of a move here because of this futures ETF launch. I can tell you that if I come back to Bitcoin just for a second, it will take something pretty major in this quarter to get priced down to 20k for Bitcoin. But if that did happen, I would have no hesitation in purchasing as much as I could. It would take a bit for ETH to get down to 1250. It would be some type of capitulation. Similarly, I'd have no issue putting everything that I have 50-50 into ETH and Bitcoin at that point and living with the results. Now, do I think I can get down there? It's possible, but I don't think it's likely. So that's why I've talked about I'm going to start averaging in, because it's quite hard for me to figure out exactly where the bottom is. But I believe it's going to be somewhere around here. Previously I talked about LBR and how around 30 cents I was talking about, you know, I really like the tokenomics of this project. I like the narrative. I like a lot of things about it. Didn't buy it. Went 15x. What have I done since then? So they went to a version 2. Just a tweet here from DeFi Mate here, who is generally reasonably knowledgeable, but I feel like he's missed the boat on this one, where he said that when Libra upgraded from version 1 to version 2, TVL went from 176 million to 68 million. So if you think about that, 68 million, let's just, for nice numbers, say ETH is 2,000. That's 34,000 ETH. Now the thing is, I've been using this protocol, so the way that they did it, it wasn't particularly smooth, but you had no option but to redeem your USD for ETH, kind of wait it out, and then go back and lock your ETH up again. And so what we've seen since this 34k ETH is just a nice steady upward trend of growing TVL up to 130,000 ETH. Okay, and I don't think this is going to stop. My 4,000 LBR, I do have it staked. It's earning about 23% in USDC. I've also got about 12,500 in the USD 3 curve. That's only about 14% in LBR. And so after missing out on that 15x and knowing what I know about the project, my trades have gone as thus. When we listed on KuCoin here at $1.45, I said, okay, I'm in. I bought, let go of some here. I think this was about $1.80. Let go of some here at $2.40. And then unfortunately, at $2.05, put in 5k. And I said, I'm just going to put in 5k, I'm going to lock it up so I can't sell, live with the results. This whole move here was the KuCoin listing, listed on a few exchanges, and was also the news that V2 would come out. This was the big sell the news after. This was the V2 launch, and again, this is sell the event. By the rumor, this is actually sell the event. It has been painful holding this way down here, but there's nothing I can do because I'm locked. If I unlock, it takes 3 months for me to unlock and convert back from ES LBR to LBR to sell. And I'm looking to accumulate this one anyway and just hold it. So down here at 85 cents, I did pick up some more. Now, despite this really, I guess, poor entry with poor sizing, in terms of trading, I am down $167 on LBR. That's because of these LBR rewards that I've been getting from version 1. And additionally, in version 1, from this Curve LP, in version 1, I got 217 EUSD, which was about 230 at the time, USDC. I got 240, I think, USDC as a Curve LP. So that's 450. I'm actually up on this LBR, even though I did such a poor move here. And so I'm continuing to look to accumulate. I think I've put, I'm willing to put up to 10k into this thing, and I'm just kind of waiting again for this ETH futures thing to launch, and then I'll start averaging in again. If I can get any buy around down here again, that'll be really great, because as you can see, this TVL is just going to keep growing, in my opinion. What else? Okay, let's talk about Maple for a little bit. I've been watching this for a long time. This here is the UST chart. Now, back in 2021, I stuck 25k into Maple. Basically, that would lend it out to all kinds of nefarious people like Alameda and all these other questionable people. I think even 3 Arrows had a piece of that. And so what happened is, similarly, I held way too much UST. Okay, I was very poorly risk managed here. I held way too much UST. I bought the whole 20% APY Kool-Aid, and when this happened, okay, yeah, that really hurt a lot. But immediately I went to Maple and said, withdraw, give me back my 25k of USDC. Immediately I got a window that said, you got to wait 10 days. There's a 10-day cooling off period here. That was like that was the longest 10 days of my life. I tell you what, every day just checking, watching that timer until I could get my money back. After 10 days, got my money back, was super happy. 2 days later, Maple stop withdrawals. So that was very fortunate for me. So certainly it's not a project that I'm going to look to actually like stake funds into, but they've been selling the T-bill real yield, or RWA dream, for a while here, and we can see, if you look at it, make a chart recently, they've got $2.5 billion of T-bills. The chart's gone crazy. Maple's been talking about T-bills for a long time. Post this, just like everything else, post this ETH futures launch, I'm going to be looking to average into this project. If I can get a good price, I will get big on it. Not that it's a great project, but it has the narrative, along with some other things in this kind of RWA space. I know a lot of people are looking at Frax right now. People are looking at Canto. I do have some orders for Canto, but I don't think you can get filled. That thing's gone crazy. But that's something I've been looking at. My Lovely Planet, I don't love this game. I really don't. I stuck 1,000 in it. I think Live Crypto is going to shill it enough, so I was like, okay, fine, just take my 1,000. If it goes to 0, so be it. I did no lock, so I get my tokens. I get like 5% on the TGE Q1 2024, and then the rest 1 year later. I don't have high hopes, because it is going to, I read the white paper, went through it all. It's a play to win at the end of the day. But you've got to take a shot here and there. Paid Network I've been watching for a long time. Back in the good old days of 2021, I do have some buys at 450 and some other terrible prices. Right now, where are we? 1.3 cents. But this was a really good project back in the day. And they're still alive, they're still kicking, they're just pretty slow. In fact, they're very slow. Whenever they have an MA, I'm up watching it, they would disappoint. But once this market comes back to life, I know that they've got some really good projects that they're going to launch. They've got one called Commonwealth. They have an AI. It's actually, I can't remember what it is. But it's a very good AI project, like a legit AI project. And I'm just waiting, and there will be a time to pick up a lot of this. That time is not quite now. I'm just talking about Reddit because at the beginning I said that this is something I've been looking to pick up, but it does not give easy entries, that's for sure. So, not sure. Would like to get some of this. We'll continue monitoring. Might average into it, but it's not giving nice entries, that's for sure. Vulcan Forge, there's a lot of hype that what's going to win this mobile gaming, not even like actual product or like even pick up of users, but just there's going to be a narrative at some point. Gaming will be a narrative again. You've got your Ultra, you've got all sorts of bits and pieces, Illuvium. I know I'm missing a few here, but this PYR chart, it's a very nice base. Now, I did listen to a YouTube of the PYR dude today. It was terrible. Like, the guy's audio didn't even work. It worked maybe 60% of the time. Couldn't hear what he was saying. And, he's talking about his KPIs. And I'm like, dude, your KPI has to be, when you go to promote your project, and this was on a channel with like almost 1 million subscribers. I'm like, you got to like just freaking get a wide connection or something. So it's not great, but it is what it is. And it's still something that I'm definitely looking at. Now, in terms of what's happened since the last video, tried to pick up a lot of Bitcoin with that ETF BlackRock news, then started to scale out of it again. Obviously, talked about LBR, talked about this MLC crypto gaming. Bought Talus, sold it for a loss, bought Umami, I'm still holding it. I don't love it, but I stuck 3K in it, and I'm probably just going to stick with the results. Hey, that brings us to the end of the video. Take care until next time, and thanks for watching the $100,000 Crypto Challenge.